Intelsat 20 satellite with tuning frequency 12562 MHz, symbol rate 30 Mbps, orbital position 68.5 degree east, and horizontal polarization. You can also keep in touch with episodes of our programs via these social media platforms. For inquiries, please call 070-3265-6544 or mail us via enquiries@acnntv.com. ACNN, reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Newspaper headlines, a program that provides a great sense of educational value.
This is the program where we serve you the menu of news making headlines from select national newspapers.
It carries information about politics, economy, entertainment, sports.
Alright, that is it on a sports update.
Business, industry, trade, and commerce. We carry the news of Nigeria and the world, bringing it right to the comfort of your home.
So many events happened from yesterday within and outside the country. Please stay with us as we take a look at the stories.
Newspaper headlines, a program you cannot afford to miss, showing only on ACNN TV.
Hello and welcome. It's Monday, the 8th day of March 2021, and it's a new week and a new day. Happy International Women's Day 2021 to every beautiful woman out there. The theme for this year's International Women's Day is Choose to Challenge. It indicates that a challenge world is an alert world, and from challenges comes change. So, as we go through the dailies on newspaper headlines this morning, I want you to think about this. What kind of challenge do you desire? The choice is yours. I am Phoebe Agirenhu, and we shall begin with the Vanguard newspaper. The lead story: ban on open grazing. Southwest Governors YCE Agbekoya blast Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah will be doing that at its own peril, Akeredolu. Statement contains danger for Nigerians' continued existence, YCE. There will be consequences if... Okay. Find out the if on page 5, and that's coming from Agbekoya. Notorious Fulani herder Wakilu arrested in Oyo. How we arrested Iskulu Wakilu, Chief Ayedeji Oluwole. Police quiz OPC men for arresting Wakili. Source: Gani Adams. Afenifere hail OPC over arrest. ECOWAS protocol must be reviewed to check influx of foreign herders into Nigeria, Sokoto Governor. And on page 9, Reps bill mandating presidential address on insecurity, economy, others underway. And on page 13, attack on herders, fear grips Anambra communities. Zulum uncovers 650 ghost households in IDP's camp. page 14. On that same page, grant pardon to late Mamman Vatsa family. Community beg federal government. While on page 9, bandits attack. We won't close Kaduna Airport. Fine. All right, let's cross over to the story just above the lead one. Mutual funds defy COVID-19 effect as returns rise 50% to 1.5 trillion naira. Analysts project moderate returns in 2021. And above the masthead, Osibanjo at 64. Happy birthday, Vice President. I have a reliable, dedicated deputy. Of course, that's coming from Buhari. As Lawan Baja Wase Tinubu Hill VP. Page 10. On page 8, stop being tribalistic, Pope Francis tells Nigerian Christians. And the last story on the front page of Vanguard newspaper is on page 9. Supreme Court Justice Nguta dies 23 days to his retirement as Buhari mourns. And that is all from the Vanguard newspaper. This morning, the Nigerian pilot arrived early enough for us to look at the front page. And here we go, just below the masthead. Come along. $25 billion CBN overdraft. Serap writes Buhari. 6 spending details since 1999. Page 7. No fire outbreak inside Aso Villa presidency. Page 6. And the lead story, speak out. PDP tasked Buhari to speak out on alleged 2.5 billion naira transfer to family member. Wants explanation into alleged 51 billion naira fraud under hazy revenue assured fund. Says reports of massive looting exposes APC government as citadel of corruption. Demands that Buhari order immediate and open investigation into the allegations. Page 8. And the picture, some students of science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM School Abuja during the School Open House 2020-2021 academic session and STEM project presentation. Expecting Nigeria to work without restructuring? Sign of madness. This is coming from Shoyinka. Justice Nguta of Supreme Court dies, page 11. CBN's Naira $4 policy may increase foreign remittance to $34 billion, page 25. Nigeria loses $10 billion to illicit financial flow as CPC boss, page 7. 3,900 fake IDPs discovered in Borno State alone, page 5. 10 persons killed, 12 others injured in Bauchi Road crash, FRSC, page 5. And lastly on page 9, influx of foreign herders. Tambua urges review of ECOWAS protocol. And that is all from the Nigerian pilot. Right about now is the Nigerian Tribune, and we'll start with the stories just above the masthead. On page 5, Borno governor uncovers fake 550 households in Meduguri IDP camp. Food strike. Southern Middle Belt leaders kick over demand for compensation by cattle dealers. Others, page 2. And below the masthead, while we introduce 5 naira rebate for every $1 remitted to Nigeria, CBN explains on page 6. Federal government will not grab land from states for ranching. Osibanjo, page 2. Fire outside villa was likely caused by cigarette, coming from the presidency on page 27. And the lead story, suspected Ibarakpa land warlord. Excitement as OPC arrests notorious Fulani Wakili. Hands him 3 others over to police. Police arrest OPC men who arrested him. Accuse them of murder, arson. Wakili, 78, due to his frail appearance, taken to hospital. Police, page 2. And on leadership management, leaders and power of business reform, page 15. 24 hours after abduction of staff, gunmen yet to reach out, Nama, page 5. 4 cattle herders killed in Anambra, Mieti Allah alleges, page 5. And there you have the picture of Wakili. The picture to your right, Ekiti State Governor Dr. Fayemi on Sunday, consoling the widow and children of Mr. Toyin, one of the 2 farmers from Ekiti, found dead on the farms with wounds from gunshots suspected to have been fired by herdsmen. And the question is, what joys derived from making this woman a widow and the innocent children fatherless? Killing of Ekiti farmers by herdsmen, this is one killing too many, coming from Fayemi, and I agree. I beg to agree. Security agents must arrest killers, Ekiti Obas. You can call in now and share your thoughts. It's a painful story indeed, as I watch these children crying. Viewers, at this point, I think it is right to say it is well with Nigeria. It definitely has to be well with this country. And that is all from the Nigerian Tribune. Right about now is the Daily Champion. We'll start with the story just above the masthead. Mass abduction. Federal government begins relocation of pupils from Borno, Yobe and Adamawa, page 6. Ecobank, GTB, First Bank, Fidelity, others to pay customers 5 naira for every dollar received. Page 6. Nasima Lot scheme urges focus on non-oil exports. And below the masthead, Zulum discovers fake IDPs in Borno camp, page 6. Again, troops repel ISWAP attack on Jakana. Eliminates cause of fighters at 4 camps in Abadam, page 6. Corruption. 797.23 billion naira Abuja Kano Road project over bloated. Outrageous, PDP, page 6. And the lead story on insecurity. Notorious Fulani warlord Iskulu Wakilu arrested in Oyo. Afenifere Hills, OPC tackles police. Police detained 3 of my men for arresting Wakilu, OPC leader, page 6. Again, you have this picture of Ekiti State Governor Dr. Kayode Fayemi addressing the people of Isaba Ekiti when he paid a condolence visit to the community over the killing of 2 farmers, of which on the Nigerian Tribune we saw the widow and the children of one of the slain men. May the souls of these farmers rest in perfect peace. Amen. Beside the pictures to your left, Sarah protests to Buhari, seeks pending details of $25 billion CBN overdraft since 1999, page 7. On page 8, NNPC spent 969 billion naira on pipeline repairs as Senate queries Ministry of Solid Minerals over non-remittance of 2 billion naira revenue. On page 7, Supreme Court Justice Sylvester Nguta is dead. Buhari reps Umahi mourn. And to your right, alleged fraud, EFCC interrogates civil servants, invites Ondo Speaker Clark. Page 7. On page 8, NBC explains use of 9.4 billion naira approved for DSO, says digital switch over will be completed in 2021. And on that same page, community families seek pardon for late Maman Vasa. Finally, the bottom strip stories. COVID-19 vaccine has no side effect on Buhari, coming from presidency on page 7. On page 8, presidency confirms fire incident outside Villa perimeter fence. On that same page, on the International Women's Day, UNESCO, WHO call for united action on gender equality, potential of women. And that is all from the Daily Champion. All right, about now is the leadership front page. And the lead story, Nguta's death signals unexpected changes in Supreme Court. Page 7. Justice Odilito becomes second in hierarchy as Justice Viva retires March 22. And there you have Women's Day focuses on equal future in COVID-19 world. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 2. And just below the masthead, money transfer firms to drive Naira $4 scheme. Policy will reduce cost. Check round tripping, CBN. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 7. On page 8, again, Southeast Governors shun regional meeting in Enugu. And lastly, Nigeria loses billions to lack of 24-hour port operations. That is on page 21. Leadership newspaper for you. Viewers, we'll now pause here to observe a short break, and when we return, we continue with stories from other national dailies. Please stay tuned.
Marriage is the institution which God established. It is such an important institution that nobody should enter carelessly or unadvisedly.
Love is actually an act of our will, and so you must decide to love.
Fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience. When we exhibit that in our marital relationship, then we see that couples or husband and wife enjoy the marriage that God gave to them.
The importance of marriage counseling is that it teaches the intending couples, or even the couples already, those who are already married, the principles, the biblical principles of marriage.
Thank you for staying tuned. You're watching the newspaper headlines live from the ACNN studios in Abuja. For more on our catch-up programs, please visit our social media platforms all showing on the screen. And do well to download the VM Africa app, or Prime TV, or We TV Africa on any app store to watch us on the go. ACNN TV is now available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. So we'll continue with the rest of the page. We have the New Telegraph, and we'll begin with the story above the masthead. FIRS budget 1.82 billion naira for contract drivers in 2021. Proposes 369 million naira for other hired workers. Reps kick a service defense budget. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 3. On page 22, analysts predict further rise in Treasury bill rates. And below the masthead, Supreme Court Justice Nguta dies few weeks to retirement, as earlier seen on the other papers. Page 30. Food strike and insult on Southern Nigeria, SMBLF. Page 2. EFCC detains Ondo workers, invites Speaker Clark over 2.4 million naira fraud. Page 25. Police detain OPC members for arresting Fulani warlord. Page 30. The lead story, bank borrow 1.8 trillion naira from CBN in 5 months. Apex Bank's Naira $4 scheme kicks off. Policy will reduce cost, check round tripping, regulator, page 2. There you have VP Yemil Sibanjo, who clocked 64 today. Happy birthday, Vice President. International Women's Day, Buhari showcases top females in his government. NNPC to appear before Senate over unremitted 4 trillion naira. Corporation spends 966 billion naira for pipeline repair. I take that again. Corporation spends 969 billion naira for pipeline repairs, product losses. page 3. That is all from the New Telegraph newspaper. Blueprint. I will start with the stories beside the masthead. Dangote Cement emerges Africa's best performing firm, page 24. Crude price hit almost 2-year high at $68.55 billion, page 25. And below the masthead, COVID-19, no vaccination, no foreign travels, federal government declares. Presidency insists Buhari hail and hearty after jab. SGF PTF members to receive vaccine Monday, page 5. Wakili, why we arrested OPC operatives, suspends on page 7. And the lead story, 2016 audit report, NNPC didn't remit 4 trillion naira into Federation account. Some spent on subsidy, pipeline, repairs and product losses, NNPC. Senate summons PAMSEC over misappropriated 2 billion naira by Solid Minerals Ministry. Serap seeks details of 25 billion naira CBN overdraft loans to federal government. And there you have the pictures of graduates stripling and assembling rifles during the graduation of 182 soldiers at the Martin Luther Agwai International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center, Jaji, in Kaduna State on Saturday. The soldiers during the march past at the ceremony. Now fighters jet hit bandits den, kill many in Kaduna. We won't shut down Kaduna airport over kidnapping, federal government, page 24. How food blockade would have destabilized Nigeria, coming from the Kogi governor, page 5. International Women's Day, protect women from harassment, NLC tells federal government, page 5. Buhari Tinubu celebrate Osibanjo at 64, pages 5 and 7. Police kill 4 suspected sea pirates, recover 4 AK-47 in Akwa Ibom, page 7. And that is all from the front page of Blueprint newspaper. Up next is Business Day. And Business Day has this picture: Choose to Challenge International Women's Day 2021. Business Day celebrates its female journalist. Nigeria can save 3.7 trillion naira by gutting inefficient MDAs. That's the date story. Nigeria's risk premium hits 1-year high despite rising oil prices. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 31. And the inside story, interview with Ireti Samuel Ogbu, MD CEO Citibank Nigeria Limited, page 14. And lastly, on page 30, celebrating International Women's Day 2021. Nigeria women, hashtag choose to challenge. And that is all from the Business Day newspaper. And right about now is sports. Vanguard Sport is on page 37. Or I beg your pardon, page 36. And the back page. Let's write together. Aribo Balogun are champions of Scotland with Rangers. Syria, Sime sends raw message ahead of AFCON qualifiers. Ghana sink Uganda to win 4th African Under-20 title. Messi casting his vote in the FC Barcelona presidential election yesterday. Liverpool lose to Fulham in 6 straight Anfield defeat. Aina Maja celebrate. Under 17 AFCON, Golden Eagles drop Philip Titoloye, 4 others. Kwara United stay top after weekly draw. Nigeria fall to Cameroon in Girls Volleyball Championship. I didn't sleep well before the fight, Adesanya explains. I didn't sleep well before the fight. Israel Adesanya's flawless record came to an abrupt end following his defeat in Las Vegas. And now the back page. Liverpool lose to Fulham in 6 straight Anfield defeat. Man United ends City's unbeaten run. And to today's fixtures: Premier League, Chelsea versus Everton, 7 p.m. West Ham versus Leeds, 9 p.m. MPFL, Warri Wolves versus Aqua United, 4 p.m. La Liga, Real Betis versus Alaves, 9 p.m. Serie A, Inter versus Atalanta, 8:45 p.m. And the results: Premier League, West Brom versus Newcastle, 0-0. Liverpool 0, Fulham 1. Man City 0, Man United 2. MPFL, Damawa United 2, Dakada FC 0, Heartland 2, Abia Warriors 2, Kano Pillars 1, Rangers 1. Katsina United 0, Sunshine Stars 0. Nasarawa United 1, Lobby Stars 0. Plateau United 3, MFM FC 1. Rivers United 2, Jigawa GS 0. Wikitaris 1, Kwara United 1. And that of La Liga, Atletico Madrid 1, Real Madrid 1. Huesca 3, Celta Vigo 4. There you go, Bundesliga, Serie A, and Eredivisie. That is all for the Vanguard Sports. Yes, viewers, as we begin to draw the curtain on this edition of the program, know that God's unconditional love has no bounds. He's unchanging and without limitations. It is given freely, no matter what. He loves humanity so much that he made it possible for the crack caused by our sins and wrongdoing to be joined through the sacrificial death of his Son, Jesus Christ. So, you man out there, you beautiful woman looking at me, you boy, you girl, you are loved. Yes, you are the you are loved. Viewers, thank you so much for watching. I am Phoebe Agivenyu. God bless you.
Marriage is the institution